Hello and welcome, KS Pathfinder here back once again with another video. And this time, as you can probably guess, we'll be continuing our playthrough of the Mega Man Legacy Collection. This time, we're on to Mega Man 3. Now, I have to admit, I've got some fond memories of this game. I imagine more so because I actually do own a copy of the original Mega Man 3 on the Game Boy, and they were very, very similar. So I'm more familiar with some of these bosses and the boss routine to go through. So we'll be starting off with Top Man, who is one of the bosses that I can defeat with just the Buster. Because some of these bosses are actually quite hard. And before continuing, I can slide! Oh, how I missed being able to do that in Mega Man 1 and 2. But yeah, the boss pattern in this game does actually have an interrupt to it. If you start with Top Man, as you'll probably see later on. But yeah, and also the game also occasionally suffers from lag. Certain enemies, certain situations seem to cause the game to slow down. But all in all, I enjoy it, especially since I think Mega Man 3 has also got one of the more memorable music. Yeah, don't jump straight away, otherwise that thing will just knock you into the spikes. But I think that this game's got quite a few memorable music tracks. But I have to wonder, what Top Man's level? Where are we? Is this some sort of hydroponics facility or something? Because we've got what, plants growing in tubes and what look like solar panels or heat exchangers. I don't know. One thing I do love is the fact that in this game you start off with rush coil, so that makes things nice and simple. And free life. Always nice. Again, of course, can't dodge that shot. But do manage to dodge that shot. Yep, and switch to rush coil. Just get your energy back, because in this game, you really do need to micromanage your weapon consumption. And now I seem to be being attacked by a giant killer cat, which is firing killer yarn balls at me. Dr. Wily didn't have a success with a giant killer dog in the Mega Man 2, so he thought, let's try cat instead. But yeah, one thing I will say, the inclusion of auto fire in the Mega Man Legacy Collection makes Mega Man 3 actually easier, because it's surprising how fast some of the enemies die to it. As you can see, I just demolished the second cat and... Oh no, oh phew, that was a relief. Almost screwed it there, but that was kind of you to let me have that large energy pickup, so I don't have to waste that one in the corner. And nope, didn't think I'd make that. But I gotta wonder, what sort of I hope Mega Man doesn't get dizzy or motion sickness. But one thing, you don't ride it up to the top, because you will die. I found that out the hard way. Yeah, Top Man. What purpose do you serve in this place? No idea. Not a very good start, being hit by there, but he's got one of the simpler patterns, which is basically he'll fire those spinning tops at you, and then he'll start spinning himself, try and kill you, and he basically repeats that pattern. Oh, this time I remembered to slide. And I'm trying to actually hit this guy twice in every part of the... Oops, forgot to press down there to slide, and one more shot and he's dead. So that's one boss down, 7 to go. I like that. It's a nice effect, seeing him get the new weapon. And let's see what we got. Top Spin, which is probably one of my least favourite weapons in the Mega Man series. Let's see who we should go to next. Shadow Man, because unbelievably he's weak to Top Spin. Don't ask me why, I have no idea. But yeah, Shadow Man. I like his stage. It's got an interesting theme. But I don't like these enemies. These are one of the enemies I really don't like in this game. Because they can be really awkward. Oh, who could that be? That very familiar whistle. And it's Proto Man. I'm really surprised it took them until the third game to introduce him. But of course, we all know at this point this is Proto Man, Mega Man's technically older brother, the first robot that Dr. Light actually built. But at this point in the time, if you've never played the game before, you don't know who it is, other than it's a robot that looks kind of like Mega Man but is red, has a scarf, and carries a shield. But yeah, I don't like that enemy at the top there, making it in the dark. But thankfully there's no bottomless pits for them to troll you with, and I'd screw up here. And then make another one spawn of those walking hand grenades. Oh dear, oh dear. And then mistime the jump, but except for here. But yeah, I like auto fire in this game. Really do. Because it really proves effective. Drop down here, nice hit weapon energy. Which I didn't need because I didn't use the weapon that would have made that previous bit a lot easier. And just shooting all over the place just to, you know, try and kill these hopper enemies before they reach me. And then get hit and think, I want some revenge here, but then, oh, you can't go that high. I think these enemies are called Parasu, I'm not sure, but as you can see, I'm basically hanging back. I'm deliberately jumping and then going back a bit, because if they catch you in mid-jump, they will knock you straight down into those bottomless pit areas and just kill you instantly. Hey, managed to avoid that one. And kill this killer dragonfly. And another one. Oh, the energy pickup was appreciated. And I'm at the boss. Now, I don't understand how he is vulnerable to top spin. Basically, all Mega Man does is spin on the spot in midair. And it uses up weapon energy ridiculously fast. But you've really got to like get close to this guy, just catch him slightly. But he dies really quickly, as you can see, just a few seconds gone. But if you accidentally mistime your attack and you hold down the attack button, you use up virtually all of your weapon energy. Oh well, that's 2 bosses down. 6 to go. And we got Shadow Blade. And Rush Marine. Very useful. The first time I think Rush Marine's ever shown up. Because I think this is the first game that you actually do have Rush. And let's see. Sparkman, yes, he is vulnerable to Shadow Blade for some reason. I would have thought a water-based attack to short circuit him, but oh well, never mind. Yeah, I like Sparkman's level theme. It's one of my favourites. But that enemy isn't. I really don't like those timed electric fields. Or no, not electric field. What am I on about? Electric discharges, I should say. And an enemy that looks like a flying plug. Yeah, I'm being careful here, trying not to take any damage. Trying to time it correctly. And then jump straight into him and think, oh, I'll take advantage of the invulnerable frames. Hey, Hammer Joe. Hello. Good day. And goodbye. And missed that jump for some reason. Second floor, and all these things. Yeah, jump a tiny bit and just try and step off them, because you don't want to jump into those instant death spikes. And this is just trolling. I went, I rush and let it force me to jump into that field and knock straight down the pit. But I find it how interesting the fact that this level's got all these flashing neon lights, and it's actually got floor numbers. But yeah, at this point I got a little bit frustrated. That I just want to get ahead in this level, and basically started mistiming jumps, letting the stuff hit me, and using the invulnerable frames just to sneak past stuff. Let's get past you again. But yeah, sometimes that auto fire really takes the piss in killing things up. Little jump, step down, little jump, step down. Let's see if I can time this now. Which I don't. I let it hit me, rush through, and almost get knocked over, and then jump straight into it again, and oh look, I'm almost dead. But, almost as if predicting this, the developers put a weapon energy and a large energy pickup for you to collect. But yeah, I do like the fact that they, from this point on, they actually made Rush a character. And the fact that he didn't change, you basically gave him adapters to do the things that the items you got in Mega Man 1 and 2 let you did. But this is funny, was it? On the second floor, or third floor, you drop down like 3 floors, and somehow we're at basement 10. Oh, I got so lucky there with that large energy pickup. And then for bonus, a little one. So I'm back at full health. And obviously a weapon. Oh, don't jump. The amount of times I've fallen for that trollish trap is ridiculous. It's basically this section. You just jump as little as possible. And then, hey, we're at the door. Now, Sparkman is vulnerable to Shadow Blade, which, in my opinion, is a poor man's equivalent of Metal Blade in Mega Man 2, in the fact that it's got a much shorter range, which is annoying. Which is made even worse when I can't hit the broadside of a barn. But almost dead. But I'm taking unnecessary damage. That was a bit messy, but Sparkman is now dead. So that's 3 bosses down. 5. Now let's see what we get for this. You got Spark Shock, which for some stupid reason I quite often refer to as Spark Shot, when it's actually Spark Shock. Now, instead of going for Magnet Man here, who is vulnerable to it, because I don't like his level, I decide to go off the beaten track and have a go at Gemini Man, even though I don't have the weapon that he's vulnerable to, which is going to make my life a lot harder. But there is method to my madness. I have to admit, I actually kind of like Gemini Man's theme as well, although starting off the level by taking a hit from one of those guys, not the best. I have to wonder, where is Gemini Man's level based? I mean, we've got penguins, so is it an icy level? But there doesn't seem to be any slippy slidiness. In any case, it's an interesting level. Yeah, jumping across these platforms. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, life. Thank you very much. Well, that was a bit close. Oh dear. Almost knocked into the pit. Look, Proto Man's back. Except this time, instead of trying to kill us, he's opening the door for us? And of course I forget the fact that there's 2 pickups there, but never mind. I also found this funny about Gemini Man's level, because you've got these little tadpole-like enemies. And so, like, part of the challenge of this level wasn't the enemies, because these guys... Oh, thank you, another life. They die really easily, but it's... The challenge is picking your way through the level by shooting the right number of these things. And of course, I ignore that pickup at the top. See what I mean? There's no enemies, it's just blasting holes in whatever these things are and working out the best way through. But I have to admit, I kind of like the fact that this whole level is very psychedelic. I mean, like, it's changing colours constantly. And auto fire makes mincemeat out of those. Another killer dragonfly, and another larger boss type. Not boss type. Sort of a larger enemy type. Sort of giant killer penguin that makes more penguins. But it's good for harvesting energy at least. Nope, don't need that. Don't want to waste it. This is where the level gets perhaps tricky, because to make this level easy, you really need Rush Marine. But at this point, I kind of forgot that Rush Marine can actually jump. You can actually jump out of the water. So I just kept using Rush Coil. There's one thing to be aware of. There's a couple of there's actually several sections in this game where basically you have to make it easier, you utilize your rush adapters. The only problem is, if you don't do those sections first time, you use up all these weapon pickups, and when you die and you end up back at this area, they're all gone. So if you screw up, often you don't even have the energy left to complete the section. And unfortunately, because there were that many fish on this level at this point, actually not at this point, here, the game slowed down. I didn't realise, and instead of holding down the jump button, I let go and dropped straight to my death. Oh well, let's see if I can get through this again. But luckily, with having picked up those energy pickups, I had enough weapon energy to get through. I'm trying to dodge all the killer dragonflies and the fish that like to launch missiles out of their dorsal fins. Take this a bit more carefully, make sure I kill all the enemies. Whoop. Take that to the face. But that is very kind of you. I always appreciate a free energy tank. I don't appreciate these enemies jumping down on me, but kill one, leave the other one, and I have to admit, this is a bit unkind for this enemy. Oh look, I can just stand here and shoot through the level. Or shoot through the level terrain. Now, as I said before, I don't have Gemini Man's weapon, or the weapon to kill him. He is a bit of a pain in the ass. Because, you shoot, and then he shoots. And of course, he's like circling around you, and I'm just not timing this well. At all. So, the clone finally goes away, and I deserve to die there. Okay, let's see if I can do it this time. Shot straight away. But it's interesting how the shot he's firing looks just like yours. And it isn't until a little later in this fight that he starts using his own signature weapon. Oh, I definitely don't want to go back. So I'll sacrifice an energy tank. No, we want the Buster. Thank you. He's gone now. Let's see if I can do it this time. Starts jumping. You can jump over him. And I still can't time the slide. Here we go. Gemini laser. And this game slows down to a crawl the moment he fires it. But come on. You can do it. Almost there. Oh, don't get hit, you idiot. One more shot and he's dead. So that's 4 bosses down. 4 to go. And for this, I will get Gemini Laser. So the video is almost at an end. So I'll see you next time for part 2. So until then, this is KS Pathfinder, signing off.